Make sure to check out my Patreon for exclusive videos never before seen on YouTube. And don't forget to also check out the memberships on my channel page to join and gain access to perks and see videos early. Make sure to click the subscribe button and hit the bell and be notified of new videos. All the support goes to the production of the channel for better content. Now let's get into the video. Real quick shout out to all the members that are there on the stream. Go check them out. Go give them a like, subscribe, show them some love and support. Also, if this video gets over 250 likes, I shall continue the series. Thank you all for the support. Let's hit 20,000 subscribers, and I will talk to you all later. Now, after the defeat of Vegeta and Nappa, which they spared Vegeta, Beerus was now interested in going to go see this Frieza fellow. As remember, Goku wanted to go get the Namekian Dragon Balls because Piccolo still passed away in this what if. So they would have still gone to wish the friends back, and of course this will bring back Kami as well. So because of this, they all want to go to Namek. Now Goku in this what if is fully healed, so Goku would not be stuck in the hospital for a few weeks. This also means that they would not be really needing a spaceship, because they have Whis. As Whis can travel anywhere around planets and around the entire universes, even into other universes as well. So, with the help of Bulma wants to tag along, Gohan, Krillin, and of course Goku, they would then, alongside with Beerus, all arrive on planet Namek a lot faster than the original. Frieza would have just been here already, as he might have had a few Dragon Balls, but that's about it. As Vegeta would have been the one that was probably late, he'll be here a little bit later on, as he would have headed over to Frieza's in the first place so he can get healed and get everything fixed. As for the likes of Frieza, he wouldn't have known that new people have landed on the planet because of the fact that he cannot sense beings. Now you could argue that when Goku or Gohan or Krillin flies around, the scouters do pick up the power level. That is potentially true, but the only being that they wouldn't really notice is Beerus. Now, would Beerus just jump right on Frieza and just kill him instantly? I don't think so. I think that Beerus wants them, let the mortals do their thing, If he sees Frieza, then he's going to kill him. And Goku wants to go fight this Frieza fellow, as Whis would actually give a good idea. He says, wait, why don't we let Son Goku here go fight Frieza and see how all the training is? That way you can gauge his power and maybe you can continue training, see what's wrong. As Goku was pumped to fight Frieza. If this being was as powerful as they're saying that he is, well, this will be a fight that he's really been wanting, as the fight with Vegeta was kind of lame. He sees the potential in Vegeta, and that Vegeta has that Saiyan spirit that he respects, but if there's a being like Frieza, which Goku already senses power, was very powerful even though he's in his first form, this might give him a battle that he definitely wants to remember. So they would agree to that. So Gohan, Krillin, and Bulma would have the Dragon Radar, and they would go find the Dragon Balls and then wish back their friends. As for Goku, Beerus, and Whis, they are going to go find Frieza. Now they would arrive at Frieza's ship, where Frieza was hanging out at, the same as before, as Goku would power up a little bit, and this would make Frieza's soldiers come outside to see what's going on. Now Frieza's men did come out of the ship, such as Zarbon and Dodoria, as they would meet up with Goku. Now they would question who he is and what is he doing here. Frieza wouldn't be too worried about the Saiyan's power level, he doesn't care. As he knows that Zarbon and Dodoria can handle anything, Goku would instantly knock them out, very similar to what he did to Recoome. This would make Frieza's counter spike, and then he would come out. Beerus and Whis was a little bit further away, they were watching from the sidelines, so Frieza wouldn't have even noticed them. He would meet up with Goku, and after a few exchanges, the two would begin their battle. Now Goku at this point in time was a bit more powerful than first form Frieza. Now Frieza would then go to his second form, and this is where Goku and Frieza would start to stalemate. Now at this time, Frieza would see that clearly that this Saiyan was not normal, as this Saiyan was able to keep up with him even in his second form. Frieza would then go into his third form, and this is when the tides would start to turn a little bit on Goku, but with the help of Kaioken, he's able to keep up easily with Frieza. Not having much of a choice, Frieza would then go into his full power, his final form. as Goku notes how powerful Frieza's gotten in that sudden jump, as now Goku would have to use his God Ki. With the help of his God energy, he's able to propel his power far more than it ever was before with mortal abilities, as he was able to keep up with Frieza and battle him pretty evenly. Now at this time though, Frieza would then go into his full power state, and this is when he would start to overpower the Saiyan. Now from what we do know is that Goku yet has not learned to access Super Saiyan God yet. He's getting there, but not yet. Now with his God Ki, he is able to use Kaioken to a certain degree, but it starts to damage his body as he has to control the leaking from his body. So he's holding all that Kaioken power within him. He would then use the final Kamehameha wave and hit Frieza full power, and it would do some good damage on Frieza, but Goku would be out of gas and he would be done. Now this is when Beerus would then reveal himself, and Frieza would be absolutely terrified as to why Lord Beerus was here. He would then even ask him, saying, "What are you doing here?" And he's like, "Well, I came here to watch this Saiyan fight." And Frieza would state, "So you're not going to interfere with my match, aren't you, Lord Beerus?" And Beerus is like, "Oh, no. I mean, it's true that the Saiyan lost, which is kind of disappointing. He expected more. But from the short time that he trained, I guess it's pretty impressive. But I'm actually here for you." Now, Frieza wouldn't know what to do, as then, of course, Beerus would then appear out of nowhere and put his hand right over Frieza's face and say, "Remember what I told you when I would see you again, Frieza." Frieza would then beg for mercy, as without pausing, Beerus would then state, "Hakai." And Frieza would be completely destroyed. As he was completely destroyed, Goku was shocked to see the power of Beerus and how easily he just killed Frieza with a single attack or a single word. It killed him. Goku was then healed by Whis, as then Whis would explain what the Hakai was in more detail, that it basically destroys the entire user. No matter who it is, Lord Beerus can destroy him. Goku says, "So you could have used that on me the whole time," and Beerus is like, "True, but what would I get out of it? Really nothing. I owed a promise to Frieza that if I see him again, I was going to kill him." And the fact that he wanted the Saiyan to fight Frieza first to see how he gauges, which he did alright, I guess, but he needs much more training to even think about fighting him again. Which Goku's up for the challenge. He's like, "Man, it sucks that I couldn't beat Frieza on my own, but you know what? This just proves that Lord Beerus is my biggest obstacle to overcome." Now, they would gather up the Dragon Balls, and this is when they would meet Dende and Elder Guru, as Elder Guru never passed away, because remember, this is a few weeks early. So, Elder Guru would see potential in the Saiyan, and of course, obviously the highest respect for Lord Beerus. He would then give them the password to basically open up the Dragon Balls. Once when this happens, Dende, or Elder Guru himself, would then command for Piccolo to be brought back to life and everybody that Frieza has killed, repopulating a lot of the universe. Now, when Elder Guru said this wish, to bring back everybody that was killed by Frieza, that also means the Saiyans as well, as even the likes of planet Vegeta would appear as Bardock was floating in space. He would then look around confused as to what's happening, and he would think that maybe he might have survived the attack or something. But he doesn't see Frieza's men or anywhere. He doesn't really see any of Frieza's ships or nothing. He doesn't even see Frieza. He doesn't know what's happening. Now the first thing he does is he would run back home, and he would then try and see the space pod that Kakarot was in. And it showed that the space pod has already landed on Earth over 25 years ago, which would shock Bardock as to what's happening. He doesn't know what's going on, and he's so confused as the Saiyans are trying to connect back to the Frieza Force and figure out what happened. Cutting to Goku and them, Goku would thank Lord Beerus for helping out. Beerus would wave his hand and say, "Don't even think about thanking me. I wouldn't have helped you if it wasn't for my promise to kill Frieza in the first place, because I don't meddle really with mortal affairs." And of course, after that, they would then use the Earth's Dragon Balls to wish everybody else back as well, all the Z Fighters and their friends. Now, this does change a few things. Of course, Planet Ember never blows up, so there's no new Namek. Theoretically, they wouldn't really bring Dende back to Earth, but you could argue maybe that maybe Dende might by Piccolo's choice. So that's up for debate, but let's just say for fun that Dende was brought back just to make things easier as well. So Dende would still be brought to be the new Guardian of Earth. Now this also means that Piccolo never fused with Nail, so he's not as powerful as he was. Same with the likes of Vegeta is not even close to as powerful as he was. Vegeta was in the millions at that point, but now he's still in the, basically in the 20, 30,000 range, as he never fought none of them. He didn't fight any of the Frieza Force, didn't even fight Frieza, nothing. So on the way to Namek, he would see that the planet was pretty much isolated. And he would see that pretty much the Dragon Balls are stone, because by those few weeks of time, you can argue that Elder Guru has passed on because he's at peace with himself, and he passed on peacefully. So the Dragon Balls are useless, theoretically, for now. And Vegeta notices Frieza's spaceship, but he finds out that Frieza was actually murdered by Kakarot and a purple cat-like being. Vegeta was confused, he doesn't really know what to think of it, but then he also got an intercom from Planet Vegeta. He was so confused as Vegeta himself would then instantly fly over the Planet Vegeta's last coordinates, as he sees the planets there. All the Saiyans are there. This doesn't make any sense. How is this possible? The planet was destroyed. He puts two and two together, as he would think to himself, it must make sense. Maybe Kakarot and whoever was with him must have wished back everybody that was killed by Frieza, as those wishing orbs can grant any wish possible. Maybe, since they wished back maybe everybody, or maybe the Saiyans for their own gain, it wished back Planet Vegeta and all the Saiyans. It must make sense. Vegeta doesn't really sense Kakarot there. As you guys know, Vegeta can sense energy now, but he doesn't sense a high enough power level. They're all smaller than his, currently. Vegeta's the strongest Saiyan on Planet Vegeta, currently. He would then land, and everybody would bow to Vegeta, the usual, and he would meet his father, King Vegeta, after all these years. King Vegeta would state that he doesn't know what happened. All he remembers was he had to fight Frieza on his spaceship, and then Frieza did a death blow to him, and everything went black, and he woke up in the middle of space almost, doesn't know what's going on, and he flew back just in time to not die in space, and that's it. That's all he remembers. Now, Vegeta would kind of explain potentially what happened, and King Vegeta was proud of his son with his growth as he's grown to a man now and how powerful he is. He's pretty much twice the strength of King Vegeta, and they can surely take down Frieza at this point. But Vegeta states that Lord Frieza was already killed by a Saiyan's hand. Now, King Vegeta thinks it was actually him, which Vegeta states, I don't know who killed him or what killed him, but apparently it was a Saiyan and some other creature killed him, but he doesn't know what. Now, over the next coming weeks and months, Vegeta would then the normal Vegeta would overthrow his father, as he is the strongest Saiyan, it's how it works, and he finally gets what he wanted, and he is now the king of the Saiyan Empire. Now, Bardock himself was already packing up as he was going to head to Earth to find his son. Now, he doesn't know where Raditz is, as there's zero comms from him. Maybe he died over these past 25 years, or something, he doesn't know. But his son, Kakarot, is on that planet, and he's going to go see his son, as he had visions of him beating Frieza. So maybe he did beat Frieza, and he did something to bring everybody back. He doesn't know, as he heard the rumor from Prince Vegeta, who's now the king, about how there are these wishing orbs that can grant you any wish possible. Could be potential that maybe that he wished back everybody that was killed. He was proud of his son, as he knew deep down in his heart that he defeated Frieza. He knows it. Him and somebody else must have defeated him. He can just feel it. Now, Gine herself would then come along with Bardock, much to his dismay as for safety, but she states that she's going to go get her boys with him, whether he likes it or not. So, they would all hop on the ship, and they would go over to planet Earth, as they admire the beauty of the planet. Very low power level species, very low, but the planet was beautiful, flourishing with life, so much delicious food as well. As first things first, they need to get some food in their bellies, they're starving. They would walk around the city, and they would be really, it's pretty impressive technology, not to the Saiyans, they had the best knowledge in the universe, but it's pretty good. Now, Genie would then ask somebody to get some food, and with her kindness and, good looks, they would give them some food, and they would eat like Saiyans would. And they were marveling at how amazing the food was, as then they would leave and arrive to see Kakarot's space pod. It was old, and it had the vines everywhere. Now, if you guys remember, Bulma would not theoretically get the space pod because they don't need to. You could argue that maybe later on they would, but nah, for now they wouldn't. While they're at the space pod, Goku would show up. As he sensed two beings arriving on the planet, he worried that it might be one of like Frieza's men or something like that coming back after them, or Vegeta maybe, as it sensed very similar. Bardock would then turn around with Gine, and they'll be shocked to see Goku as a young man standing right in front of them. Gine would say something, but then Bardock would stop him and say, "Let me handle this." As a Saiyan father would, he would then lie to his son and tell him that me and my wife, we work for the Frieza Empire, and I'm here to take over your world. How about we have a little sparring match, kid? Now, Goku would notice how very similar he looks to him, like almost identical without the scar. But Goku cannot turn down a fight, and they're Saiyans too, which he knows is the tail. Goku would never turn down a fight. The two would begin their match. Now, Bardock at this point in time, theoretically is the same power level as he was wished back to life. He didn't get really a Zenkai. You could argue that maybe his power level is around the same, so it's around 11 to 12,000, the same as King Vegeta. Even though with Bardock's power, obviously it's nothing to Goku, who's in the millions. Goku would easily defeat Bardock, and before Goku would actually kill him, but I feel like Goku wouldn't, he'd probably let him go, Gine would then stop and say, "Look into my eyes." Goku would then look at her, and he just had that maternal feeling that these are his parents, that's his mom. Goku would then break down as Gine would hold her son, as the last time she held him was when he was a baby. Now he's a full-grown man. Gine was crying. Bardock, of course, spat out some blood as he kind of sat aside, as he would say that, well, he's proud of him and the young man that he grew. He apologized for kind of threatening the planet like that, but he wanted to do it the old-fashioned way and see how powerful his son had gotten. He must have defeated Frieza. As Goku would then laugh and say, "Yeah, pretty much, yeah." And he would invite them over to his house, and Chi-Chi would be ecstatic to meet Goku's mom, as she loves how nice she is, and they would get along very well. And also Chi-Chi can get some tips from Gine how to handle a Saiyan more, too. Bardock, of course, is the most quiet one. He doesn't really talk much, but the food was fantastic. And he's kind of weird how Goku, got down with a Earthling, but she was just like a Saiyan with her tenacity and her attitude, so he understands that. They would be in peace and have a lot of fun. As then Gohan would then arrive on Icarus, as then Goku would then introduce him to his grandparents. They were shocked that Goku had a child, but Bardock was happy. His son, or grandson really, his son was powerful, and his grandson was really powerful for his age. He respects it. Gine was really excited that she had a little grandbaby, and she would spoil him and be all nice to him. Peace was finally brought back to Earth. Everything was happy. Now, as for Lord Beerus was on his planet catching up on some quick little power naps, let's just say for a year or two. And why is this? It's because he basically woke up almost 20 years earlier, so he's a little bit sleepy. And he states, "Oh, I'm just gonna sleep for a little while. Wake me up when you feel like he's strong enough, or, powerful enough to impress me or something. Or whenever I wake up in general." And he just passed out. Now, Whis, of course, will go to Earth constantly. He actually became good friends with Bulma. Well, good food-sharing friends with Bulma, as Bulma wants to make sure that that god destruction and that angel will protect her and her family and her friends in case anything goes bad, obviously. Now, at this point, I feel like Bulma would still be with Yamcha, as she wouldn't start having feelings for Vegeta. So you could argue that Bulma would get with Yamcha fully, or you could also argue that she would break up with him because he's Yamcha, and Yamcha never gets no love anyway. But either way, there's no Vegeta and Bulma currently. But Whis would then be showing back forth with Bulma, as he is excited to start training Goku again, and he's very excited for it. So, there's going to be a lot more in store for this What If, you guys. I thank y'all for watching. I hope you guys really enjoy this little twist that all the Saiyans are brought back and Goku's family. And the fact that King Vegeta now has now become the king of the Saiyans. He's gotten his wish. And the sad fact that he never met Bulma, so he never found real love. For now. Things are going to very quickly change, especially with the androids, and especially with Cell. But anyway, thank y'all for the support. I really do appreciate it. Let's get to 20,000 subscribers, and I'll talk to you all later.